Dude, when I tell you that the ending of this chapter had my jaw on the floor, I'm dead serious. And after seeing that final page, I sat there for a good 2 minutes, mouth still agape, because I was so shocked by the fact that a certain someone was back. And I can't be the only one this shocked, okay? Come on, tell me I'm not over here crazy. Okay. This was a twist I don't think any of us saw coming, because I'm pretty sure everyone else, like me, thought that this piece of trash was 6 feet under. I guess it's like they say, evil always finds a way. It always finds a way to come back. Evil got respawned, bro. It's not fair. But before we talk any further about the end of the chapter, let's actually start at the beginning, where we get an explanation about Rebecca's powers through a sort of test that she does with Pino. So it goes like this. First, Pino writes a word on a notepad. Rebecca then tries to guess the word that Pino has written. She guesses apple, but the word was actually human. She then uses Cat Leaper to go back in time. She stays in the same world and goes back about a minute or two to right before Pino writes down the word. Pino proceeds to write down said word, and Rebecca gets it correct this time. Rebecca explains to a stunned Pino the situation and claims her power to be unstoppable. Overzealous, she then uses Cat Leaper again to right before Pino writes down the word. However, this time jump doesn't go like the last one, because after she uses her ether gear, she's immediately hit with a throbbing head pain that's so intense it makes her feel drained and takes her to her knees. The pain doesn't end there though, because Rebecca's skin cracks open on the left side of her face, and is it just me, or does the crack in her face look weird to anyone else? It looks more like a crack in a shell than skin. That could just be me, I don't know. I guess let me know if you think it looks weird too in the comment section. But anyways, Rebecca learns through this experience the limits of her powers. Firstly, she can only turn back time a few seconds. Now, it's weird for her to say that because prior to this, she said she could turn back time a minute or two. Maybe it all means the same in her head, but personally, when I think of a few seconds, I think like 20, not 120. 60 ain't really a few seconds either. That's why at that point they call it a minute. But you know what? Despite that, let's just say she can travel back in time a whole minute. We'll leave it at that. Now, secondly, when she goes back in time, it creates a point that works like an anchor. She can't go back further than that. We're not told how long the anchor lasts, so I'm gonna guess that it probably only lasts the length of the time Rebecca went back in. So if she can only go back like a minute, then I'm gonna guess that the anchor can only last for a minute. But thirdly, it takes a lot out of her, and it's dangerous for her to use too many times in a row. I'm so glad that Rebecca's power has so many drawbacks. I know she's not happy about it, but I am. Hero is doing exactly what he needs to do to keep her ether gear from being busted. Like Rebecca saying that she was unstoppable, and then the very next time she uses Cat Leaper, she finds out how stoppable she really is. That was definitely for people who were doubting Hero. Listen, I was just right to say I had faith in the guy. Also, speaking of that, why in my previous video, in the comments, were so many of you like,
bro, have faith in Hero, he's not gonna F it up.
When I literally said in the video I had faith. Like, come on, guys. I did talk about it with a pretty somber and disheartened tone, though. But even still. Anyways, on to the final thing, which is Rebecca does not have access to the power she used against Draken. So, she's going to treat this power that she calls Reverse as something separate. I really like this power. It's something unique, and I can't wait to see how it is used in the future for the benefit of the crew or for the detriment. But anyhow, Rebecca then recovers and they go out to find the rest of the crew. Speaking of the rest of the crew, after that, the chapter goes to Hamura and Shiki. Hamura is bathing in a spring, and Shiki is waiting for her to be done on the opposite side of a tree. I always find it funny how anime and manga portray random springs and bodies of water in a forest. They always look so quaint and clear, but you know in real life, that shit would be dirty as hell. All types of bacteria floating around in that. That's not important though. Who cares about the realness of some spring water in a fictional story? Nah, what's really important is the conversation that Shiki and Hamura have. because it shows Hamura doubting whether or not the crew, her dearest friends, would be able to stay together if only one wish can be granted when they meet Mother. Shiki gets up and turns towards Hamura, jokingly replying with the idea of having a battle royale for the wish, but then says that if it comes to that, where only one wish can be granted, Shiki is so great, man. He is the rock for his crew. He stays strong no matter what for them. Dude's even willing to forgo his wish just to keep everyone together. Also, man, I really want, what is it? Shikara, is that the ship name? I want that to be a thing. I don't talk about ships in general all that much because I don't care, but for some reason, I care about this one. Their dynamic is just, it's awesome. And even though it ain't beyond a friendship yet, it's still great to see them interact and work with one another. And thankfully, it looks like they'll be together for a little while longer, since while they were talking, they then sensed incredible ether coming their way. And when I say incredible, I mean incredible. This ether power, it had them shook. And that power was coming from Beast Squad 1. And these fools actually look like some beasts. They're apparently the strongest Beast Squad too, which is gonna be troublesome for the crew. They barely won against their opponents, and Orc, Mora, and Brittany were all a part of Beast Squad 6. So if you do the math here, they were struggling against 6, that means they're fucked against 1. I'm joking here, that might not be the case, but if the difference in power is actually that huge between squads, then it's half past time for some team-ups. I need Shiki and Tamura taking down the dude with the big nose mask. Then maybe Sylph and Jin come back to Foresta to deal with Bro, who looks like a bird version of Jin. Then Rebecca can fight, I don't know, a fake-ass Tom McDonald with the help of a Moscow? He could possibly join in, press the don't touch button, and show us what he's really all about. Imagine he presses the button, solos the dude, but it all happens off screen, bro. That would be hilarious. But, I don't know. So moving on, the chapter then goes to the space battle above Foresta, where Jin, Sylph, and Laguna are clearing a path to the satellite for Hermit and Weiss. And oh my gosh, speaking of relationships, the one that these two have is golden. It's got that great sibling vibe to it, the way that they just pick at and banter with one another. Hermit is mostly the one doing it all though. But despite that, like all good siblings, you can tell just how much they care for each other. Moving right along though, after the two of them enter the satellite, they then walk into a dark room that suddenly becomes bright. And in this room, a voice says, I'm not gonna go full voice actor mode, but I am gonna put on a voice.
I've been waiting for you. The skull robot was right. He said I would meet you if I stayed here. I see he spoke the truth. Hello, my darling little piece of junk. Would you like me to continue our experiment?
That is right. Dr. Muller is back as some weird semi-robot dude, and the look on Hermit's face says it all. It's gut-wrenching. I actually can't believe that this dude Ziggy brought this piece of garbage back to mess with Hermit. I thought maybe, if there was one villain in Eden Zero that could be redeemed, it would be Ziggy. But this right here just lets me know that that's not gonna happen, because he's gonna keep doing this. I bet you Kurenai is coming back, and just like Muller, she's gonna be this weird amalgamation between man and machine. He might even do the same for Drake and Joe. That's an actual possibility. Ziggy will legit do whatever it takes to stop the crew from getting to Mother before he does. But let's get back to Hermit and Weiss for a moment. Weiss, or rather Arsenal, it's time for you to become the hero you've always wanted to be. This is the moment. Do not let me down. Now, don't mistake me saying this to mean that I want Arsenal to take down Muller alone, because that, my friend, is not it. Here's how I think it should go down. I want Arsenal to be on the back foot the entire time. Muller with his new body is just too powerful, and with Hermit being stunned and terrified, Arsenal not only has to battle Muller, but also protect Hermit. So as this battle goes on, and Arsenal's suit is being chipped away, he would obviously give Hermit a speech to get her into action. However, instead of it then becoming a basic team-up, I would want Hermit to sort of become like Upgrade from Ben 110. And if you don't know who that is, Upgrade was an alien that Ben would transform into, and when he did, he could go into like any vehicle or machine and, well, upgrade it. So Hermit would do that for Arsenal. She would dive into his suit and upgrade it on the fly, thus making Arsenal 2.0. I don't know how she would get this ability. Maybe it was a secret power that she had in her back pocket for like last resort scenarios. I don't know. But anyways, thank you all very much for watching this longer than usual Eden Zero video. It was a great chapter, bro. A 10 out of 10. I just hope that you all enjoyed. If you did, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe with the notifications on, and I will see you all in the next one. Peace out, everybody!